Hi guys, and welcome back. This is actually going to be a two-part series. The next two videos are going to be both Cassidy and Noah talking about the differences between their attitudes and how they feel being standard American diet and then being carnivore as soon as we come back.
With every start, we are born again. Open your heart.
We all used to live in California. My husband and I, and then his ex-wife and her husband as well. We all used to live in the same town, and the kids would go back and forth between the two houses. They were on a 2-2-3 schedule. The kids were keto or carnivore at our house, and at Mom's house they were a little bit closer to standard American diet. Well, we all decided to leave California at the same time. Richard and I left about a month before she and her husband did. We did not all move to the same place. We live up in Wisconsin and they do not. But we have it worked out where once a month the kids go back and forth. When we left California, we had them for over 2 months. The whole time they were with us, they ate mostly carnivore. It's just what we do. It's just the way our family eats. If the kids want vegetables, I'll give them vegetables, but most of the time they don't even ask and I don't think about it. So they were mostly carnivore the whole time they were with us. Living in an RV for almost 5 months with 5 children and 2 adults, you would think would be a little overwhelming. Actually, it was fine. Yes, there was a lot of people in 300 square feet, but we made it work. They were really good kids, getting their school done on time, very rarely ever fought. And when they were here, it was before the snow came. So they could go play at the park, not a problem. We sent them to Mom because we were still in the RV and they had gotten their house. They actually got them the day before they moved into their house. So we dropped them off with Mom and they were with her for almost 3 months while we were waiting to move into our house. Well, they were standard American diet when they were with Mom. At the very end of their time with Mom, she called and she said, I really think we're gonna have to separate the 2 kids. I think we might have to put them on separate schedules where you guys have one of them and I have the other one and then we switch them, because they are fighting so much all the time. I mean, almost to the point where it was almost physical fighting and struggling with all kinds of problems. So we said, okay, we'll take them for the 2 months that we were gonna have them, because we're getting them onto their schedule. So we're gonna take them as like 7 weeks. So we're gonna take them for the 7 weeks. And at the end of that 7 weeks, we agree with you, then yes, we'll separate them. A week in, I called her and I said, oh my gosh, I think you're right. This is insane. They're completely out of control. And this is not how they were when we dropped them off. So I wonder if it could be their diet. And she said, I don't know. I'm willing to try anything because it's crazy. So I said, well, this will be a great test, because they're going to have 7 weeks of just carnivore with a little veg thrown in once in a while. And we'll see if it changes anything. Because if it doesn't, you're right. We got to separate them. 1 week later, there was peace in the house. Everything had changed in their attitudes. It just had made it so much better just by taking out the junk food, the garbage. And we also really avoid artificial colors and artificial flavors. That seems to make a pretty big difference too. I'll actually link down in the show notes I think it was a TED Talk that a lady did on artificial colors and how they affect her son, and it's almost mirrored for ours as well. So we avoid those, and that also makes a big, huge difference. I will show you Noah this week and let him talk a little bit about it. We're gonna do this because the kids are actually leaving. It is time for them to go back to Mom's. Excellent news. Mom saw the difference of how they were acting between her house and our house, and Mom herself is actually carnivore. And just like every other parent that's out there right now, we believe the line that you gotta give kids carbs, they have to have sugar for energy and to grow properly, and just like I did. I mean, all of my original 3 kids from my first marriage were raised standard American diet. Bella is the only one that I've ever done this way of eating with. So I believed the line too. That's what had to happen. But we've seen such a huge and dramatic difference that Mom said the same thing. She goes, oh, no. If this is what the problem is, guess what? You guys are going carnivore with me too. So muffins are done. I'm going to go grab those, and then you will get to see Noah's interview, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so we are here with Noah, and we are going to ask Noah a couple of questions about eating the standard American diet versus eating keto and or carnivore. So Noah, first of all, you are 7 and a half. You can't forget about the half.
7 and a half.
7 and a half. What happened to you when we picked you up from Mom's? What did you do for 3 days?
Throw up.
He threw up for 3 days. Not solid, it wasn't consistent. It wasn't like constant throwing up, but for 3 days, he did throw up a couple of times. And it literally took me 3 days to figure out what was going on. I thought he had a stomach bug because they go to a daycare when they're with Mom. So I thought, oh, I'm sure he just picked up a stomach bug. And then on the 3rd day, it finally hit me. He was going through carb detox. So those 3 days were fun. Interesting. Noah detoxed a lot harder than Cassidy did. Everybody's different, but carb detox is a real thing. Sugar detox. What were some of the things that you noticed a difference being at Mom's house versus being here?
Well, my sleep. I used to have nightmares all the time, and they were so scary. And now I don't have that much nightmares and they're not scary. They're good dreams.
It's bizarre because I remember when he told me about that. I used to have really bad dreams too when I was on the standard American diet, and I actually went to doctors for years trying to figure out why, and none of them could figure it out. So then I went gluten-free, and that fixed it for me. So for me, it was the wheat. It could be the same thing for you too. Carbs in these kids don't seem to work. And then what about that? What about that one right there?
Angry. I used to breathe super hard and get my fists like this and do.
Yep.
With a mad face.
Yeah, when we first picked them up from Mom's house, from them being with her, we picked them up, and he did that a couple of times the first day we had him. And I had no idea what was going on. I had never seen him do that before to that extent. So it took me a little while to figure out what was going on. And then after 2 weeks,
Yeah, I was better.
of eating a keto carnivore, I mean, I say
Carnivore.
keto, but it really is more
Carnivore.
carnivore because
Carnivore.
you guys have been here for almost 2 months, and we just had broccoli for the first time the other day. That really was like the first vegetable that we've had. And it's probably a lot of people that think I'm crazy, but almost 2 months of carnivore, and I mean, he's totally healthy and happy and no more puking. Lasted for 3 days. Apparently sleeping better. What are your favorite foods?
The burgers that Mom's make, if you've seen that video, it's Noah's Burgers. That's one of my favorite foods. Taco meat, Kobe Jack cheese sticks,
The
hot
Colby Jack
dogs,
cheese goes on everything.
pork rinds, and that dip.
The liver pate. He really likes the liver pate.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And hard-boiled eggs and scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. You guys don't eat a ton of food. Like you eat a lot of what you do eat, but you don't eat a whole bunch of a variety of foods. If there's a mom or a dad who are afraid to take their 7-year-old carnivore because they think you're not going to get enough nutrients and you're not going to grow big and strong and it's not safe, what would you tell them?
Feed them carnivore so they don't get in trouble as much, and you don't have to actually, because we don't eat much anymore, so.
You eat a ton of food, just not
most
not a
of the
huge
time.
variety of food. Like, he wakes up every morning and the question is, are there burgers or taco meat? Like, he could literally, last week, he ate 4.5 cups of taco meat in one day. And because we didn't have anything else to eat and I wasn't home to do anything else. And so the big girls were like, oh yeah, go ahead, get yourself whatever you want. 4.5 cups of taco meat in one day. And that's what he ate. And he, the next morning was like, is there more taco meat? They have their things that they absolutely love and they'll eat over and over and over again. But you're so weird. See? He's 7. He's still goofy. He's still weird. No, you're not weird. You're cool. You're a cool dude, aren't you? So cute. Just adorable. Yeah, this little angel here. But, one more question. How many times have you been majorly in trouble
Able to be on my spot.
since you've been here for almost 2 months?
One time.
One time. Yeah, he's been in trouble once. But it was a typical 7-year-old boy thing. You know, what can I get away with? What can I get away with? That's typical. He's a total normal kid. That's exactly where he should be on the growth charts and everything else, even after eating carnivore for 2 months. So, anyways, thank you, Noah, for chatting with me.
You're welcome.
All right, so that was Noah's take on everything. I'm very excited to see how the kids do at Mom's house now with them staying carnivore, because they struggle with a lot of different things at both houses, and I know that that is what kids deal with having 2 houses, but I'm really hoping that it's so much better for all of them, and I'm really excited to see how they do. So what we're gonna do is in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna try to be technologically advanced, especially with my words. And we are going to do a Zoom meeting with them and see how they are doing. We're gonna see how the attitudes are, apparently we're gonna see how the sleep is going, because I didn't know about that. I thought that was pretty cool. And check in with them, see how things are going. Hopefully they will be even better than they have been, and they will really get to enjoy their time over there with Mom. I think it'll also just make it easier too for Mom. Being carnivore, if you don't have all the junk in the house and you don't have to look at the junk, it's so much easier to just get all of the stuff out of your house. Yeah, so we're gonna see how that all goes. Thank you so much for joining us on our journey, and we will see you on the way. Bye.
Okay, guys. Today we are making lemonade.
Yes,
And first, we're gonna flick this a little bit and then open it like that. This is the stevia. There you go. And now the iodine. Just 1 drop of iodine, and then
Every day.
there you go. And then you put some water in it,
You want to go get it from the...
and then you put some water in it, and then you stir it with a spoon or a fork or anything.
Yep.
And we are gonna stir it, kind of like a tornado. Okay. And now, taste test.
As more snow falls off the roof and scares me again.
I saw it.
I keep jumping all day. Oh my
And
gosh.
now taste test. Yummy.
Mm-hmm. We do this instead of Gatorade or
Or junk lemonade.
Yes, junk lemonade or anything like that. 'Cause
Apple juice.
they always tell you the Gatorade is so healthy, it's got electrolytes in. No, it's just a big giant.
Fat lie.
It's a big giant puddle of sugar with artificial colors and flavors, which are actually really, really bad for you.
Doesn't it have Blue Lake one?
Oh yeah, Blue Lake 1, Red Dye 40, Orange, I don't even know, Yellow 5. It's ridiculous, and it's
And
yeah.
if you spill a little bit,
Then
I
you
like
need to clean it up.
And we are doing dishwashers and we are doing it for hours. So we do it
Are you doing your chores before you go sledding?
and we or color. My actual color.
Or color.
First we go sledding and we are doing some dishes.
Wow, you're
Right,
talkative.
Noah? Yep.
So, it's lunchtime. Noah, what do you have?
I have taco meat with cheese,
With
Kobe Jack.
Yep, go ahead. You can put that up in there. And what did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had scrambled eggs. 2.
Yeah, with butter and salt and pepper. I already know. So now what are you doing?
I'm putting butter on. You could probably use any kind of butter, but can you grate the cheese, please?
Yeah, I'll grate the cheese. Do you want to do the meat first?
Yes. It makes it a lot easier if you do the meat first.
Yeah, this butter is Kerry Gold.
but-
It's just what we
yeah.
got.
And it's really good too.
Good job, buddy.
Let's see.
Okay. So that is lunch for today and breakfast for today. And then we will talk dinner in a little bit. Okay, guys. What's for dinner?
Burgers!
Burgers. Noah, how do you like your burgers?
I like them just plain.
Just plain. And then Cassidy, what about you?
I like them with cheese, salt, and then butter.